Good morning, LinkedIn. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, the world. Coming up on today's show, in a few minutes' time, we have the incredible Kath Kirkland, famous author and filmmaker, followed by Mr. Arwin Bailey, the Time Lord, apparently. So that's going to be interesting about finding out a bit about that. Let's remove this overlay. Hi, everyone. Just myself today. My good friend Ed and business partner is out on the road, so it's just myself today. So that's going to be an interesting show. I haven't done this before by myself, but looking forward to seeing what occurs. So if you're out there watching, just make sure you pop yourself in the comments, say hi, we'll give you a shout out. I get to hit all the buttons like this one here. Yeah, want to shout out, come and say hi, introduce yourself in the comments. Fantastic. So like I said, in a few minutes, we have Kath Kirkland coming up, followed by Arwin Bailey. So we've got a couple of people already commenting, saying hi. Who have we got? We've got someone at the Cobra Club. Looking forward to the show, informative, fun and fresh. So hello, Cobra Club. Good to see you this morning. And one of our favourites, Mr. Alan Cohen. Hi, Alan. Good to see you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Alan. Fantastic. So plenty going on in the club at the moment, and we've got some breaking news in a little bit. But the first thing what I want to do, actually, I just want to say a quick hello to Kenneth now. Hello, Kenneth. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to seeing the Time Lord. I think we're all looking forward to seeing the Time Lord, and it's a bit of an intriguing one, that is. So yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out exactly who the Time Lord is and why he's the Time Lord. So fantastic. So what we're going to do, we are going to introduce now, what we're going to do, we're going to introduce the new members of the club. So every week in the Cobra Club, plenty of going on, plenty of business, plenty of networking opportunities, plenty of skills and workshops. And every week people join and occasionally people leave. But yeah, it's all great. And so what I'm going to do now is welcome the new starters. So here we go. Let's hit this button and see how we get on. Okay, so kicking off with James Dealin, who's joined Cobra Insight. Fantastic. Welcome, James. Followed by Ian Girling, who has joined Cobra Insight too. Cobra Insight's having a great time this week. Followed by Judith Hamilton, who has joined Louise Montblatt's Cobra Jurassic. Followed that by Jonathan Heavens, who has joined Cobra Hive with Beverly Lockett, the #1 Amazon bestselling author. Followed that by Katie King. Welcome, Katie, who has joined Cobra Thrive. And last but not least, I want to introduce Heidi Summers, who once again has joined Cobra Jurassic on the South Coast, and Laura Ann Williams, who has also joined Cobra Jurassic. So some busy clubs out there, and it's great to see the club filling up. And like I say, so much opportunity out there. Kenneth says hi. Hi, Kenneth. Fantastic. So what we're going to do, I think it's probably about time that we get Kath in. But before we get Kath in, what I'm going to do is hit this VT, and when we come back, Kath will be in the room. So here we go. Good morning, Kath.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm loving the little VTs and the music. It's very good.
Yeah, it's all go, isn't it? It's all dramatic and
I wanted to sit here dancing, but I thought I might so.
Absolutely. Well, if you'd like to dance, then please feel free. You know,
no, you're right.
We've had someone singing before on the Gritty Business Show, but we haven't had anyone dancing yet. So Judith West. She gave us a lovely rendition one time, but
no, you don't want to hear my singing.
No. Well, if you'd like to dance, then please feel free.
There's the challenge.
Yes. So, Kath, let's talk about you and your business. We'll come to the breaking news a bit further down the line, but really, for all the viewers out there, and everyone's going to be watching this later on down the line. Kath Kirkland. Who is Kath Kirkland? So I wonder if you could tell us a little bit of flavour of your journey, where you've come from, and anything you'd like relevant, like you'd like to add, or anything exciting or interesting to where you are now, and then we'll come to obviously your current business.
Yeah. Okie doke. So where do I start?
Start at the beginning.
I don't want to start with I was born in Southend and ended up moving to Milton Keynes, which I hate, but I will now. I've said that.
Yes.
I'm just I'm an Essex girl through and through, and I hate living in Milton Keynes. But anyway, so yeah, I've been a driving instructor for 21 years, a long time. I love the job, but as time goes on, I've had so many people go in the back of me. My back's ruined. I'm constantly sitting in the car. My back's ruined, and it's getting scarier and scarier every day. Not the learners, but other people. And I do a lot more company driver training and stuff, and also deliver police awareness courses on which are online at the moment. So I've got so many stories that I've collected over those 21 years of different characters that have sat in my car.
I can see where this is going.
Which is where I have the desire and the intention and I have done written and published several novels. So yeah, the characters on me are amazing. And yeah, I've written whole books based on some of my characters.
Okay, so do they predominantly?
The names have been changed.
Okay, but they predominantly follow the lines of the people that you meet along your journey.
The people that I've met in all 21 years of people sitting in my car. I've met a lot of people.
Yes,
I wouldn't begin to imagine how many. you know. So, you know, and some of those people have become really good friends, and I've stayed friends with them, you know, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I've got a few really solid friends that, you know, I started teaching them, and yeah,
Fantastic.
so it's
So
a nice industry.
yes, so now you know obviously you're looking to get out of doing the driving lessons, and so I hear you're a bit of let's say, like you said, an author and a filmmaker.
Hmm.
And so, what's are you fiction, non-fiction? Is it crime? Is it drama?
Well, in my driving instructor career, I wrote many books about instructors training to be a driving instructor, because that's what I did as well. But I've always been writing all my life. I've just written, and I kind of, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago or something, I thought, why don't I just actually do this for a living? So I was started writing novels, but it was difficult working and writing. By the time I'd go back to writing, I'd have to reread the whole thing because I kind of lost the flow.
Yes.
Um, so I published my book here is called Mum Runners,
Oh yes.
about three women who have never ran an inch in their life and agreed to run the London Marathon.
That
And
sounds strangely familiar, doesn't it,
it
Kath?
does, doesn't it? So they meet up on a website, and then they become firm friends. And they're very three different characters from very three different walks of life, but they become firm friends. And that came from when I had my son. You know, I was like, oh, I'm not working. I've got loads of time. I'm going to train to run a marathon. And it became a bit of a problem being a mother. So this is where Mum Runners was born. Um, and then when we went into the lockdown, obviously being a driving instructor, I couldn't do anything. Wasn't able to go out and teach. And all my readers loved Mum Runners so much. They find it very funny, laugh out loud, and they wanted more. So, Mum Runners Florida Vacation was written in the first lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
which was great fun to do because when I was writing Mum Runners, I didn't want to finish it. I kept editing and editing and editing, just changing little bits, and then I kind of realised the reason why I didn't want to is because I loved my characters. They felt like firm friends. So when I wrote Mum Runners Florida Vacation, that I got my friends back, and it was an absolute joy. So
Brilliant.
um, there will be more Mum Runners sagas. It's got to continue now because I have so many ideas for where to send them, what to do.
And
So,
do these books reside online somewhere, or are they on
so
Amazon?
you can purchase them from me, you can purchase them from Amazon, you can purchase them from any bookshop, you can purchase them on every conceivable e-reader possible.
Wow. So they're
So
out
the
there in the big
Kindle
wide
and
world.
yeah, the Kobos and all Nooks and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
yeah, and you went into any bookshop, gave the ISBN number, they would order it, and then it would get posted, and then you know they could sell it on
And
to the customer. And obviously that's then supporting our local businesses as well. You know, if you do it that way, which is kind of
yes.
nice rather than just Amazon.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Well, it's on your website, isn't it? So let me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of people do have Amazon and it's convenience, and they do find it quite convenient. But if you purchase it through myself, through my website, I will sign the copy of it before I post it as well. So
Wow.
a little bit of
Brilliant.
an incentive to purchase it from me, as a supporting an independent author, rather than you know it goes to Amazon and I get a few pennies per read.
Yes, you get half a penny for your all your efforts.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got some.
absolutely.
I've got a couple of comments. Let's have a look. Let's pop this one up. Good morning, Christina. Nice to see
Morning,
you. I
Christina.
like Christina. Really nice lady. Always nice to see Christina. Hannah has asked a question. Has anyone ever crashed whilst learning?
Very interesting. Do you know? Funny enough, in Mum Runners in Mum Runners, the first one, I wrote about a girl that was one of the girls is learning to drive. So I kind of drew in some of my my experiences. And I wrote about a girl crashing through a garden gate. It's never happened to me until a few years ago. It wasn't me teaching. It wasn't one of my pupils. I was in the back supervising one of my trainee instructors. And yeah, this girl went round a roundabout, mini roundabout, far too quick, in the wrong gear, mounted the pavement, crashed through this fence, and the car just kept hurtling down this garden until we got wedged. And I just sat there laughing. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And the poor instructor and the pupil were absolutely devastated. But yeah, so not one of my pupils, I have to say, but
You've been present, and it's
I've been in a car.
yeah, and
It got wedged. I think
Yeah.
it was in the house on a tree or something, and we couldn't get out either. It was and
Oh,
no one was home.
so you've been present, and it's featured in a book. Fantastic. That's all the
Yeah.
material you ever need, really, isn't it?
Exactly. You see.
Fantastic. And Beverly says, "Morning all, Kathy and Andy. Morning, Beverly."
Morning.
Because Beverly, she's a #1 Amazon best-selling author too, isn't she?
Indeed,
Yeah, it's great to have all the authors on the show today.
And Beverly also has got a course where it teaches you about how to write on Medium, which is a platform which I've completed, and it's amazing. Beverly, you are an angel. It's all of the information that her son gathered over a period of time, so it's kind of like shortcuts to actually start writing and producing. So on Medium, the more your item gets read, the more you get paid. Again, it's pennies. But whereas if you sold your article to a paper or a magazine or whatever, you just get paid once. Medium, it's a constant every time it gets read. So I have got a few short stories and articles on Medium. But yeah, thanks to Beverly for showing me Medium and showing me this course. It's incredible. So any aspiring authors out there that would like to write articles and short stories, definitely go towards Beverly Lockett and purchase her course. It's brilliant.
Fantastic. Well, that's a big shout out.
It is.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
So obviously, we had the lockdown, and we're all stuck in our rooms doing what we're doing, trying to generate business. But you came up with an idea, didn't you, Kath?
I did. Yes.
You did.
During lockdown, I used the time constructively, and I sat on so many courses: comedy writing courses, script writing courses, stand-up comedy. I did so much. I mean, it was just too many to list. And I did have an idea a few years ago and started writing about a network meeting, because serial networker, I've met some characters over the time. And obviously I couldn't take that further during lockdown. So what I decided was to create a network meeting that goes on over Zoom, called You're on Mute, because that's the most commonly muttered phrase at the moment. And the members have all got an ulterior motive for being there, and they all collaborate their illegal activities together. So yeah, it's been very well received. Few members of the Cobra Club starred in it. They were the actors. So I filmed it. I put it together. I put it together myself. So it's a very poor quality, but I did it.
I wouldn't say that. I would say homegrown.
Yeah, Shane Yates in the club. He wrote the theme music for me, which is brilliant. So yeah, it's available on YouTube, and it's just a case of I want to get my name known as a comedy writer. Maybe You're on Mute never goes anywhere, but it's kind of my sort of calling card, if you like, to go, look, this is what I can do. This is what I can write.
Yes, you need stuff in the bag, don't you? You got to have stuff on your shelf, so to speak.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
So, in terms, obviously, You're on Mute. Yeah, it might just sit there on the shelf. It's just a calling card. But what are you looking for at the moment, Kathy? Are you looking for publishers? Are you looking for film directors? Are you looking for opportunities into Netflix? What's next? What's the
I'm desperate to write for television, and I've got so many ideas. And there's a program on television that I absolutely love what drives my family insane, because I'm absolutely passionate about watching it, is Doctors, the soap opera in the afternoon. I love it. It's such a fantastic soap. It's a nice soap. There's no drama that's going to, because it's on in the afternoon, nobody gets murdered or anything. It's really nice. I would really love to write for that show, because I've been watching it for almost 20 years. I kind of know the show inside out. I know all the characters that have been. I know all the things that have happened. And yeah, I would really love to write for that show. And I have written a spec script for it, of an idea of something that hasn't been covered before. So, but it's very difficult to get into writing for television. Somebody needs to see you, somebody needs to recommend you.
Yeah, it's who you know, unfortunately, isn't it?
It certainly is, very much in this world. Yeah, definitely. But I love the show so much. It would bring me so much pleasure to be able to write on that show.
Fantastic.
Some people want to write, for Steven Spielberg's and all that. No. I just want to write for Doctors.
Right. Well, whatever makes you happy, basically. And
absolutely.
So if anyone is watching out there and has links to TV and media, I'm sure that Kathy would love to hear from them. It's about network, isn't it, at the end of the day? And
absolutely. Yeah.
So what I do now, obviously, you're passionate about what you do, and you've obviously had influences obviously throughout your driving job and all the people that you've met. But the question I really want to ask, and don't answer this just yet, if there was one person in your life that inspired you, who would it be? And you can come back and answer this in a few seconds.
You want me to answer now?
Well, you can put it on a postcard if you like.
Yeah, no. It has to be my late mother. My late mother was a children's author. She never gave up trying. She was, she many rejections, like many authors do. You just keep hold of them. Stephen King used to put his first one on a nail, and in the end, he had so many. By the time he was 14, he had to replace it with a hook.
Right.
That many rejections that you get. But anyway, my mum used to write in this magazine, Twinkle, Little Girls magazine. Every story in this magazine was hers, nearly every week.
What year is that from?
This is 84.
Yes. Not that I read it, but I recognise it.
No, because it's for little girls. It's not for little boys.
Yes. Well, she wrote all that, didn't she?
Yeah, she used to write in here every week. She used to write quite a few of the things, especially Nancy the nurse.
Okay.
And she used to. I used to come home from school, and the electric typewriter would be going bang, 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 bang. And then when she'd finished, she'd hand it to me and say, "Can you have a read and see what you think of that story?" Which was absolutely amazing.
Brilliant.
And I write children's stories as well. The Chocolate Thief is one that I've written. I've got so many ideas for other books. So I'm halfway through about 6 books at the moment writing.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic.
But yeah, no, I was chuffed to bits when I found a copy of this on eBay. I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
I was
Beverly,
it's amazing.
Beverly says, "Oh my goodness, I had that magazine as a little girl." So yeah. There it is.
All little girls had that magazine. It was brilliant.
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
Maybe we should bring it out again. And Philippa Pearson. Good morning, Philippa. Nice to see you. And also, Hannah says,
"Oh, she wanted to be Nancy the nurse."
Yeah.
Oh, my mummy.
There you go. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Small world. Everyone's
it is. Absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's really good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to play a short VT, and when we come back, we're going to change subjects, and we're going to talk about
breaking news.
Breaking news. So let's just hit this VT. quite dramatic, isn't it?
Isn't it? It might be a right letdown now.
No, we built it up. We built it
No,
up.
no, it's not let down. It's not let down.
Yes. So we discussed this beforehand. Kathy was going to announce it, but yeah, I think I've obviously known Kath quite a while now. You've been in the club about a year or so, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd say about a year.
So before we talked about the news, what has the club sort of given you over that time in terms of, have you found it?
I've met some amazing people. I've made some amazing friends. Big shout out to Lynn Henderson, who we met up a couple of months ago in Swindon. So we then met up with Andy, Ed, and Hannah as well, which was really exciting. I'm actually off to Lynn's tomorrow for a couple of days with my son.
Wow.
And yeah, I've met some amazing people, some amazing friends, and it's given me lots of ideas.
Fantastic. And so much so
much stories as well. I keep a list. It's just incredible. Just tiny little snippets of conversations that people say. I think, oh, I'm gonna make a note of that. I'll use that one day.
Okay, well that's good then. I mean, so it's feeding the sort of the machine of creativity in terms of your writing and
information, and it's I think I was going into schools virtually, talking to the kids about writing a story, because writing and reading seems to have fallen by the wayside, and then getting them all to collate this. So then getting them all to write a story. I collate them and put it into a book that's available on Amazon for them to purchase. And I've been trying to kind of find a way to get in, and it's just really difficult. So lots of members have given me some information. Either they were teachers, or their partner's a teacher, or their children are teachers, or next door neighbour, or whatever. So it's not the people that you talk to, it's the people that they know. So they've all given me lots of information about where to go, how to direct it, how to point it. So yeah, and I've met some people from foreign parts. I've had chats with authors in Florida and all over the world. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's a small world, I would.
We would never have believed we could do this.
Yes. So, yeah. So obviously, two things. One, if anyone out there has links into schools and they want children to get more creativity in writing, then definitely Kath is someone that can assist on that journey and getting those creative juices flowing of those youngsters. Making sure they've, for anyone that is interested, they have the ability to follow their passion and publish their work through Kath, which I think is a great little project.
It is. It's inspiring for them, because my son is completely opposite to me. He doesn't like reading, he doesn't like writing. He's more of a maths person, but and I know that if I said to him, write a story and I'll put it on Amazon, he might be, oh, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a bit of a carrot, isn't it? It's a bit of a fame,
Well, yeah. I mean, as a youngster, having your stuff published out there, who wouldn't want that?
Absolutely.
So that's really good. So, going back to the breaking news, obviously all this activity has led you to make a decision, and the decision from Kath, I'm pleased to announce that Kath will be running a Cobra Club. Starting, I think it's on the 8th of September?
I believe so. Yeah, when the little ones have gone back to school, if they go.
So what kind of event you can be running, Kath?
Okay, it's going to be a speed networking. We don't have one of those in the club, not a regular one. I know Alan does one within his. So sometimes you go to networking events and you don't get a chance to speak to everybody in the room. So it's going to be a speed networking, randomly produced rooms. Go in there, 60 seconds each, come out, go back into another room, come out, come back into another room, and get as many connections as you can within that time frame. It's also great if you're trying to perfect your 60-second pitch, because you're going to do it lots of times over the course of an hour. So, maybe you're new, maybe you're looking for a hook, maybe you're looking for a good 60-second pitch, so you can practice that as well. And then if you don't like the person you're in the room with, you're not going to be there for long. But I'm sure that will never happen because everybody's lovely.
Absolutely. I think it's a great idea. I'm looking forward to working with you and supporting you through it. And just diversity within the club. And, there's so much going on now, and it's good to meet lots of people, and it can take a long time. So if you can cut some of that time out with just very quick little meetups, and then following on after that with
absolutely, and then if they want to have a longer chat, then absolutely. But there's so many different groups, and they all run differently, and they're all amazing. But I think sometimes you think, oh, I'd like to speak to them, but if you manage to get around everybody, then
brilliant.
You can pick and choose who you want to continue with, and hopefully that'll bring on more one-to-ones, more connections, more referrals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you never know when you meet people. You just never know. They might not be a trade you might think is not really relevant to you, but ultimately it's the people they know, and you start having a conversation, and before you know it, there's something there. Just got a couple of comments out there from the lovely Lynn. Morning, lovelies. Good morning, Lynn. Lynn says she loves
tomorrow. I love the Mum Runners book.
Loves the Mum Runners books. And then she goes say, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Then she has a little laugh. Fantastic. And Christina said, congratulations, Kath. Looking forward to the meeting. Yeah, so all fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Well, it's been a great sort of having you on the show, and
thanks for having me.
We are slowly running out of time, but let's ask you one more question. We all like a bit of time out, and we all get up to stuff. I'm going to ask you the easy one out of these two, but I'm going to hit this button. You won't have much time to think about it. And as a final note, who is Kath and what she liked doing and where she liked going? We'll find out in a moment.
My favourite holiday destination. I've been to so many places that I love. The Maldives was amazing. Egypt was amazing. I do go back to Southend a lot with my season ticket for the football club.
Okay, Southend.
But no, the Maldives was great. It was just lying on a beach doing nothing. And then Egypt was completely different. It was getting up at 6 a.m. looking at different tombs. And the Valley of the Kings was the most spectacular thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, pyramids are pyramids. They're big, they're huge, they're a pyramid shape. We've seen them so many times on the telly, I think. And, you just stand there and you look at it. And I've seen this before. But the Valley of the Kings is the most breathtaking thing, that they built these tombs. Some of them are 50 foot up in a cliff. And there's corridors and corridors and corridors and rooms and paintings. And it's breathtaking.
Fantastic.
Got to go to Valley of the Kings. I want to go back
again. Just quickly, Lynn says she'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
I think Lynn likes Florida too, but
I like Florida as well.
Fantastic. It's been great having you on the show today.
It's been great coming on. It's been brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, just really interesting to talk and get a bit of time in here on you. And if anyone can help Kath out in terms of her film and TV writing, any more sort of material for her fantastic books, that'd be amazing.
Any local independent bookshops that would like to stock my books.
Yeah, fantastic.
That'd be great. I could do
what I normally do is I just pop let's see if I've got it down here, so you can, I just presume those are correct. Catherine Kirkland author at gmail.com. You saw the site up earlier, which is kathkirklandauthor.co.uk. Fantastic. And there's your details there. Maybe at the end of this, Kath, in LinkedIn, you can pop your details down there in case anyone wants to sort of get hold of you. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and perhaps I'll put my link to You're on Mute in there as well, so more people.
Absolutely. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so when we come back, after this next VT, we're going to have the Time Lord, Mr. Iwan Bailey, in the room. So here we go. Let's hit this button. So see you later, Kath. See you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Hi, Arwin.
Hi, Andrew. Sorry, I thought it was Edward.
Yes, it's Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are you? How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Good.
Brilliant. Great to have you on the show today. And
Thank you very much.
A very quick look at your website, because I always do. And, you know, we'll get to the other bits in a minute, but I keep seeing this word, the Time Lord, and it just reminds me of the sort of program back in the, well, for me, the 70s. And I was just wondering, what is the Time Lord, and are you the Time Lord? What? Tell me all about it.
Yeah, okay. I used to go networking as a photographer, videographer, wearing the T-shirts, wearing this, that, and the other. I'm not in the Time Lord gear today, but I wasn't getting traction, and I'd ring people up after a network meeting, and I go, "Hi there, it's Arwin Bailey." Arwin, yeah, we met the other day. At Cobra or whatever it was. And it takes a moment. And then one morning I was in the shower, having my best ideas in the shower, and I thought, I capture moments in time. That's a Time Lord. I'm a Time Lord, and Doctor Who's
Yes.
fan and so on. And so I decided to become the Time Lord who captures moments in time. And I'm normally in a bowler hat with Mad Max glasses on and a red Mac and waistcoat and so on, and go around now in slipper clogs, you know. So
Yes.
And my funky glasses, and so it really fits. Now I ring up, say hi, it's Time Lord here. People go, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And so
Absolutely.
it's memorable. It's memorable.
So just that name change was enough to steer the ship in a different direction.
It did, yes, and it gained connections and it gained traction. Today I'm in my bowls shirt because I'm playing bowls later today for my club, right. and I played yesterday for my county Bucks. Just started playing for county. Unfortunately, we did lose that one, but on Monday I was playing bowls again, and we did win that one by 2 shots collectively. That was a league match. So yeah, brilliant. So I'm playing bowls as well at the moment.
Fantastic. So just rewinding then, Arwin. So what I normally do is ask a bit, because we went straight into the Time Lord stuff, but Arwin Bailey, where have you come from? Tell us a bit about your journey and how you ended up becoming the Time Lord.
Sure. Okay, I was given my first box camera, and if I was at my other desk, but the monitor's not working, you see all the vintage cameras behind me. But I've got a box camera that my grandmother gave me when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And that was my first foray into photography. And it was like a magic box to me. I remember standing there, the lake frozen in Leamington Spa, my hometown, ducks on it, taking a photo. They're all rubbish. With a box camera, you just pull the lever down, so it's all shaky and blurry. But I couldn't wait to get the prints back, black and white prints. And to me, it was so exciting to be able to just capture those moments in time, and I've been doing it ever since. And then in my grown-up life, I don't think I'm grown up, but in my so-called grown-up life, I had a bit of a series of events in 2012, very briefly. Some people know my story, but in the January of 2012, I recontracted a minor form of cancer, bladder cancer. In the April, sadly, my brother took his own life. In the July, August, had bronchial scar tissue on my left lung. Then in the September of the same year, my mom, who is registered blind, had a massive stroke, and I was her power of attorney, and we were advised no food and water, and she survived 10 days, and she died in front of us. And so I thought, do I want to be an IFA anymore? I thought, no. And I've been thinking about it anyway. Took 3 months off, And then in the January 2013, I thought, I know, and I'd launched my career as a photographer. And I got my first professional camera, and I've had cameras all my life. And I thought, shit, how do I work this? And so a lot of buttons.
Yes.
And so I went, I hired a studio, got somebody to teach me, and I launched. And I thought I'd take the wedding world by storm. But in Middlesex, there are over 3,000 photographers who do weddings. They're all weekend warriors. And that never worked out. So I moved, when I became a Time Lord soon afterwards, I moved into doing corporate only. And, you know, and I've worked at some of the biggest events in the world and for some of the biggest companies in the world, right down to SMEs.
Fantastic. I mean, going back to that thing about, you know, when you started out wanting to take the, you know, the weddings by storm, and it's that whole thing, you know, I help startups to get off the ground, and it's that whole thing that the first business plan you have never survives, you know, the encounter with reality.
No, that's right. I think it's good to have a business plan because I'm very tangential, or I used to be. And I think a business plan does give you direction, but sometimes you just have to go with. I think Richard Branson once said that I say yes and then I learn how to do it. Now, I wouldn't say that entirely because I think there are capabilities we need to manage, but I think there is a principle in that. I think there is a principle in that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't say yes to designing and building a rocket.
No, exactly.
But within, you know, a certain sphere, I think it's definitely okay to say yes and think, all right, am I going to do that? And then go off and work it out, because that's the only way you sort of, you know, move yourself forward.
And that's how businesses do move forward. And that's how innovations happen, you know.
Absolutely. So, you know, you take a lot of photographs, and I suppose is it headshots? Is it you know, festivals? I suppose you're all over the place in terms of scenic.
Yeah. I do a lot of different things. Probably best that I show you some stuff now. So basically, this is a scene familiar to many. This is for a client. It's across the River Thames to the Walkie Talkie Building by London Bridge, and basically that was for a client who works within that sort of area and wanted to contextualize themselves on the internet of where they were. They're a PR agency company, and basically that does that. It's 4 shots actually, long exposures, smooths out the river, and they're taken with what's called a tilt shift lens to bore everybody. And you take a shot, move the lens, and so on. And then you put them together when you come back, basically. So that's the sort of thing I do, contextualizing people and so on. Here's another one. I was at something in an apartment overlooking the Thames, a privileged view, doing a shoot there the other weekend. And this is down to Tower Bridge. Again, similar principle, and there's Tower of London alongside it. So again, contextualizing things. This is a shot from Mobile World Congress Barcelona. It's Lewis Hamilton's car. It was on its side I was working with HP Enterprise. And they do all of the computing for whatever team he's with. Yeah, anyway, his team, I forget. And basically they had his car. And they also have all the service on the International Space Station. So half of their stand was dedicated to Lewis Hamilton's car, and the other half, the International Space Station. They had a replica of part of it with a British scientist there who was a fascinating guy, Bob, and he'd worked for NASA for years. This is, some people might recognize this. This is the Velodrome in London from London 2012.
Yes.
I guarantee nobody's got that shot. I take shots that are unusual and different, and I try and do that for people as well. This is for Sony Hawkeye. I was taking shots. They're having a build done in this warehouse in Basingstoke at their HQ. I was doing photographs and a time-lapse video of the build for them. This is off the Trocadero, the old Trocadero, now Piccadilly Picture House, which I'm a member of in London. And it's contextualizing a marketing strategist client of mine and the big advertising hoarding. We recorded some videos up there on the roof garden. This is headshots in London. I'm finding that most people don't want to come to a studio. They just do headshots in London. This is another consultant strategy guy. And this one's an interesting one. This guy, I was sitting at my computer here. He had an app on his phone. He then gave me a code. I can then see through his camera phone, him,
Right.
and it's on a tripod, and I direct the shoot. I click a button. Those images go onto a server, and then basically I edit them and get them to him.
What?
And so
So you
I
can
was not
even-
present in the room. So we can do
So-
headshots like that now.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can actually you can do it remotely. You don't
Yes,
even need to
you
be
can.
there. You know, it's fantastic technology.
Yeah. And this is some of the hardest photography I've ever done. This is some of my final
That's a good shot. That's a lot of action.
Boxing. I wanted to do something different, and I've done lots of sports, but boxing is the hardest. No light coming into the lens. It's all overhead. You can't use flash. You blind them, they get knocked out. They won't. Thank you for that. And basically, you've got your lens poking through the bottom ropes of a boxing
Yeah.
ring. And you're on very, very high shutter speed. You've got to understand boxing. Are they southpaw? Are they defensive? Are they attacking? And so on. And to get the shots. And you're moving out when they come to your corner or wherever you are. So that's quite a brilliant thing to do. And one of the last ones, this is just product. This is a Mont Blanc Elvis limited edition pen. I did some product shots for a pen shop, basically. So in answer to your question, Andrew, I do a lot of things, but I say to people, I make you look good. I make your premises look good. I make your products look amazing. And then I make your events zing, either with photography or video. And so that's basically what I do.
Brilliant. Sounds. I mean, I love those pictures. Especially love that boxing one there at the end. You could
Thank you.
see, you know, the yeah, you can, you know, you just imagine it going on. You know, it tells a story.
And
that
I'll tell you what, I've followed boxing. I'm not a geek about it, but I follow boxing and I like boxing. And basically, when oh, hang on, you've disappeared from my screen. I've got to get you back somehow. I'll carry on some of these rings.
Yeah, I can see you, Arwin.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get back to you. But basically, when I went boxing and you are that close, my God, they hit hard. You can hear those punches land. Wow.
Yes.
It's-
Well, my daughter does boxing. Occasionally, she puts the head guard on me and then beats me up in the corner. You know, can't get away.
I'm sure you deserve it.
It makes me. I just stand there laughing. But yeah, she likes it. Anyway, Arwen, we've got a couple of comments here. So Alan says Arwen did the headshot that they still use on LinkedIn. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's right.
Brilliant.
Hello, Alan. How are you? And yes, he says, don't forget to mention my knowledge of whiskey. I love whiskey, and my son actually is on his honeymoon at the moment on the Isle of Islay, and there are 18 distilleries there. So
Okay. Yeah.
I love whiskey.
So he highly rates you. Definitely a rate you too in terms of what I've seen today. Brilliant stuff. And talking about earlier about the saying yes and then figure it out, Christine D'Souza completely agrees with that. So yeah, fantastic. So Arwen, first thing I want to ask you is, you know, we all see headshots over LinkedIn and you know, there's some great ones. When you meet them, you realize they're 40 years older than when the headshot was taken. There's all sorts of stuff. There's 1980s perms in there and everything else going on. But in your view, what makes a good headshot?
Yeah, I think you've made a very important point there, is that don't have headshots that are out of date. That is really, really important. Because for me personally, you see someone on LinkedIn, there's a professional headshot and it looks great and so on. Then you meet somebody and it's 20 years, 10 years later, and you're going, this does not represent you and your brand. If you are being deceitful intentionally or unintentionally about that, then how can I trust you? And so that is one of the first things I'd say. Make sure that your headshots are up to date. Second thing is context. Those headshots I showed of you in London, and I've got more by London Bridge and so on and around, and I've got more in Reading and Stevenage. even if you're working from home, your business is working from home, does your headshot represent you and tell a story about you within your headshot? And that's really important. For instance, I used to do my own headshots and so on. And then eventually I thought, okay, I'm rebranding and Time Lord thing and logo and stuff and doing a whole rebranding. And I thought, I need another photographer to give me opinion. And what they said was very, very helpful. And having a second opinion is crucial. They said to me, look, Arwin, what are you after for? I said, well, more C-suite people, chief execs, leaders of business, thought leaderships, and so on. And they said, do you think the first thing they see about you on your website is you dressed as a Time Lord? What do you think their reaction is going to be without knowing anything about the Time Lord thing? And I said, well, they might just move on. She said, exactly. She said, you can have the Time Lord thing later on in your website or something about it, but don't have that the first image they see of you, because it does not represent what you do. And so I changed that, and on my own website, my own headshots, and on headshots and LinkedIn and social media, is me, not as the Time Lord dressed as, but more formal, and it represents me and who I am. Whereas on my contact page, she took a shot of me in my Time Lord stuff going through a tunnel, a railway overhead, railway bridge. And I've changed it for me walking into space, some universe, which is fine. It contextualizes it on the contact page.
Yes.
But on the other pages, it's me. It's me in a shirt collar. Yeah. And that's important. So I'd say all of those things you really need to think about, or your photographer needs to think about when taking headshots of you. Does this headshot contextualize you and what you're about and what your business is about? And that's what I'd say. There's then the lighting, the technical stuff, and all the rest of it. Yeah. And that's what I'd say. And I'd say that goes with all other images. For instance, I've been trying to get copywriters, and I said at the moment, I'm not being party political here, just generally political. I said, look, here's a good idea for you for your banner, LinkedIn, Facebook, website, whatever. At the moment, a lot of copywriters use the obvious thing of Scrabble letters, spelling a word and so on. I said, what you need to do is something like a Scrabble thing with a board, Scrabble board on the grass in Parliament Square with a word misspelt and the Houses of Parliament behind it. And then you could have phrases, some strap lines about we tell the truth, or we maintain integrity, or Boris, you need us, or politicians, something like that, which contextualizes and relates. It's fun, it's humorous. Everybody knows you're having a dig at politicians, but it's something that will make people stop and think. So all the imagery needs to be representative of you, your brand, your message, and what you're about, whether it be headshots and everything else. That's what it needs to do.
I think you put, Meenal says, great advice. I think that's great advice too, Kath says, an outdated photo is annoying.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and also, if you've never met them, you're sitting in a hotel lounge, whatever, waiting for them. Somebody walks in. Yeah. You don't know it's them.
I'm sure once I met a lady, I can't remember her name, but when she walked in, her photo must have been 40 years old, literally. Yeah. I thought I was meeting a young lady, and I met an old lady. Bless her.
I wouldn't do business with that person.
No, why do
I really wouldn't. I'd have a conversation with them, try and bring it up.
Yeah.
But if they refuse to, there's a reason why they're refusing to. Then it's a conscious decision. Yeah. And if that's your conscious decision on that, what is your decision on other things?
Yes.
And Alan, yours is 3 years old. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Brilliant. Right, Arwin, we are rapidly running out of time, but before we finish up with the contact details and everyone gets hold of you, we know you do a bit of bowls, and we know how to now sort of work out how to take a shot and all these fantastic things you talked about today. But there's something I want to know about, and I'm sure the viewers want to know about. So you're going to get about 30 seconds to watch this, and when we come back, we're going to find the answer to the question. So here goes.
Brilliant question. My very first record that I bought, I was brought up on classical music, and I'd heard Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor, and I wanted to buy it. Went down to a local record shop, bought it, and the B-side was an awful modern thing, which was terrible. But the very first record I bought was Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor, and I was learning piano at the time. And now actually I'm composing music as well. I'm composing again.
Wow.
I'm composing for the piano. I've got a project to compose. I'm 60 this year, 60 pieces by my 63rd birthday. And you can check all those out on the YouTube channel, The Fisherman's Friend. Look that up.
Fantastic. That sounds like a great project.
Yeah. But that was my very first record I bought. And then in music class, our teacher had given up at high school. And suddenly, he'd let kids just bring in a record and play it. And that was our music class. And this kid brought in a record and he went bow, 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 bow on the piano. And then this piano, I thought, that's brilliant. What is it? It was Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell. Meatloaf.
Brilliant. Love it. Fantastic. So just quickly, we are rapidly running out of time.
Yeah.
But in terms of if someone, I'd recommend anyone having a one-to-one with Arwen. You're so knowledgeable. You're obviously, you know your stuff. Got some great stories. And but if someone wants to get hold of you, do you do like a free consultation? How does that all work?
Yeah. We do an initial chat by phone, Zoom, face-to-face, and so on. Something like that. I find out about you, your business. I type up a proposal for you. That proposal measures expectations. It says, what's a win for you? What do you want at the end of this? And then basically we then set the date as long as you're happy. And then we do the shoot, whether it be video, whether it be headshots. And also I have a retainer-based, fee-based thing where every month I do something for you over a period of a year to get your branding going. And I take a risk. You pay what I'm doing up front over a period of a year, and then every other month I do something else for you. And so basically you get a load of visual assets of video and stills up front. So it's right from a one-off through to retainer-based.
Yeah, no, brilliant stuff. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Arwen.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
It's been great. Brilliant. Let's get you back on again sometime soon.
Thank you.
So just before you go, I need to hit this other button, which I'm going to go straight into the weekly event. So I want to say thanks to Arwen, and we'll see you soon. Okay, coming up at the Cobra Club, Monday Motivation at 9 a.m. on Monday morning with my business partner, Mr. Ed Williamson. Fantastic. And then on we got Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Christie's Virtual Coffee Club with the wonderful Christy Norris. Then, coming up next Monday, we are Cobra Creative, but they're doing something on the menopause next time. So come along Monday at 4 p.m. Follow that Monday evening, Birmingham Central, Mr. Zafran Khan, every weekday on Monday, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Coming up on Tuesday morning, the incredible Judith West with Quest West, weekly on Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Follow that by every Tuesday at 12 with the business fairy godmother herself, Tantalising Taylor, or Ron Taylor, Tantalising Tuesdays. Next up on Tuesday afternoon, 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. we have Cobra Office with the wonderful Victoria Woods. Fantastic. And then every Tuesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Titan Troubleshooters with Katrina Ellis with Cobra TT based on the Isle of Man. Then every Wednesdays from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. we've seen in the comments today the number one best-selling Amazon author Beverly Lockett. Followed that by Wednesday afternoons, 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Rian Anstey up the top of Snowdon Summit for the Snowdon Summit Business Networking event. And then every Wednesday night, meeting talent with yours truly, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. along with Ed Williams himself. So grab a drink and log on. Followed that by Thursday morning, Mr. Jonathan Foy, Cobra Connect, every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Fantastic. And then we have, as Barry calls it, the main event, Cobra Live Link Up, where Hertfordshire businesses can network with the rest of the UK every Thursday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Followed that Thursday afternoon, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. We have Chris Mason with the Cobra Strike. So come and join Chris every Thursday at 4 p.m. If that's not your bag, then Friday morning with Louise Montblatt, Cobra Jurassic down on the south coast. Business networking every Friday morning, 8 a.m. onwards. Followed by the full Welsh breakfast with Mr. Shane Yates every Friday morning, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Fantastic event. And then one of the new events, Mr. Alan Cadden, Cobra Express, every Friday, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. With the Cobra Express event. And the last event of the week is Wind Down Friday with the incredible Sharon Ritchie, Cobra Soltile Club Leader, every Friday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So we'll see you there. Well, that ended quick. But yeah, we'll see you there. And if you want to find out more about it, come and find out on the Cobra Club, www.thecobraclub.co.uk. Hannah's just said Menopause Monday at the Cobra Creative is on 6th of September. So any ladies out there who'd like to come and discuss menopause, come into Cobra Creative, www.thecobraclub, or get hold of Hannah on LinkedIn, or myself on LinkedIn. Absolutely no problem there. Beverly says, great show. Thanks, Andy. That's all right, Beverly. It's always great to have you here, and everyone else. So I'd like to thank Mr. Arwin Bailey. Fantastic. I'd like to thank Kath Kirkland. It's been a great show today. So without further ado, I'm going to find the button and sign off. So guys, thank you ever so much, and we'll see you soon. All right, take care. Bye.
Now you're watching me, yeah, all eyes on me, 'cause I've been living the good life. So come fly with me into my fantasy, and we be loving the good life, good life.
I think this dream now just hit me. Why don't you just go there with me? Surf in the skies and splash in the clouds, dance in the crowds and laugh out loud. Holding your hand, unfolding a plan. Two souls in a land like gold in a pan. Float in the breeze or soak in the sea. Come go there with me where we both wanna be. Lie on the beach or fly in the streets. I'm trying to keep this vine in the reach. Putting everything I do aside, me and you approach. We can travel to the very end of the universe. You and me are meant to be divine energy. Living with no rules in a pool of serenity. Come be my fantasy, go away with me. Lock us up in a dream and throw away the keys. Come on, live this up now. Good life, good laugh, good love now. Come on, live this with me. Good laugh, good love, we live free. Come on, live this up now. Good life, good laugh, good love now. Come on, live this with me. Good laugh, good love, we live free. We need to rise with these new eyes. Pull the disguise off of these blue skies. Lights in the city reflect off the shoreline. When you're living this life, you want more time. Rewind the time, align, plan this. Ride this comet to a new dynamic. Your eyes on me, mine on you. Living the good life, we do what
Now
we
you're
want to.
watching me, yeah, all